Well, surprise, surprise. I'm out in a cabin, way out in the woods. I'm usually back home in the studio putting together piano lessons, but today I just kind of got away. Got a new lesson coming up and I wanted to get some ideas together for you. Today I'm playing a little tiny keyboard, not a grand piano, but it's a lot of fun. I've been banging on that thing and having a great time. One of the most powerful and popular series that we've put together, and the reason it's powerful and popular is because it's really needful. The title is How to Match Chords in your left hand with Melodies in your right hand. Now, if it's written down and you read music, which is awesome, but if you don't, and you just have a melody that you want to play, how do you know which chords to use, and how do you know how to put it all together? In the first 4 chapters that we've gone through for a couple years now, we've studied a lot of what's called music theory. And sometimes people may say, I don't like music theory. But once you do, and once you dig into it, I've got so many students who say, I actually love music theory. Because then you find if you understand music, then you can be creative. And that is, my number one thesis. If you understand music, you've got to be creative. But what we're going to do in this chapter, chapter 5, we're going to get away from music theory now that we've studied it. And we're going to take some simple songs with your right hand, and we're going to take some really essential chords with your left hand, and we're going to put them together, not necessarily for the purpose of studying those chords this time, but just letting you sit and stew, and really kind of make this a part of what you're doing so it becomes kind of natural. And one of the things you'll see, I always preach this, that we're going to go through many different keys, because if you can play in any different key on the keyboard, you become fluent. It's an awesome thing. So I'm going to take I'm actually taking all of the songs in this chapter, chapter 5, just to practice. We're using old American spirituals, like this song called Kumbaya. Now, you might have sang this around a campfire when you were a kid, in a setting real similar to this. The melody sounds like this. Maybe reminiscent of your childhood. In your left hand, I'm not going to use all different kinds of chords. I'm going to keep it really simple. I'm going to use the 1 chord, the 4 chord, and the 5 chord. The 1 chord sounds like this. I know you can't see it very well. In the upcoming lesson, it's going to be, head on and zoomed in. But the 1 chord sounds like this. 1, 4, and 5. Just real simple. Let me do it again. 1, 4, and 5. Now to put them together, it's real simple, but it works. 4. Not doing a lot of busy stuff. Oh Lord, right 5, Kumbaya. Now that's a really simple thing to do. Sometimes it takes a little practice to get there and to get your hands, together. Because you're really doing 2 different things. In your left hand, you're doing math. In your right hand, you're doing artistic. You're doing creative things. You're playing melodies. In our lessons, we've gone through a lot of what's called ear training for your right hand, learning to play melodies that you really can't put them together in a mathematical formula. Melodies are really very artistic. They're like speaking, maybe poetry. In the left hand, chords are more like training manuals or something that has math based right to it. So you'll see that we're putting those together, and when you put them together, man, your whole brain is firing. So it's awesome. Another one of the things we'll do is go through another song that's in a minor key. Now this song, being a minor key, has a completely different character. Same 3 chords, but now they're minor. Can you hear that different sound? The name of the old spiritual we'll use this time is called Go Down, Moses. The melody together sounds like this. So minor chords are so much fun to play with. And again, my intention for this is not to give you a bunch of theory in this particular chapter. You know I will in the future. But in this chapter, I just want you to sit and stew and practice so this becomes natural. So you can find the whole thing. The name of the series is How to Match Chords with Any Melody. It's so powerful, something you've got to get into your hands. The website is called PlayPianoTODAY, don't forget the today part, .com. So it's been great hanging out with you, and I hope you'll log into what I'm doing in the next week when I release the entire lesson. And I really look forward to your feedback. I love connecting with my students. So once again, my name is David Sprunger, and of course, you know what to do. Go practice.